Welcome to Stereo 3D Productions and this first impressions video of Universe Sandbox 2. Now this is a first impressions video, but this is not the kind that I can do like classic, just fire up the camera and roll. It's like Fallout 4, but even more so, this is the kind of software that needs a bit of research before I go ahead and do a video about it. In fact, this is not the first time that I run Universe Sandbox 2. It's like the 5th or 6th time, and the first time was a few months back. I had Universe Sandbox 2 in my sights for like a month. I was hesitant on it, and I had high expectations for it, especially for the VR. I thought it would be a good tool to make astronomy presentations with. So I went ahead and purchased the software and tried it out using Oculus Touch. And the experience was nothing short of disappointing, to the point where I actually refunded the software. At some point though, I did reach out to the developer and we started communication, and they appeared to say that the issues I was having were not necessarily normal. The software was obviously not working as intended. Now, since the dev reached out to me and said, you know, we hope you give our software a shot again, I waited for a sale and actually went ahead and picked up Universe Sandbox 2 again, hoping to be able to give it another shot, because obviously the issues I was experiencing were not common. Turns out that my first attempt at running Universe Sandbox 2, along with the 2 subsequent ones, were done using Oculus Touch. If you know this channel well, when it comes to the headset, I do prefer the Vive, but when it comes to motion controllers, I much prefer Oculus Touch, even through Steam VR. So that's what I used. And it's clear to me now, because I've done a few more tests, that I cannot go and even try to do a video with Oculus Touch and Universe Sandbox 2. It is kind of dysfunctional at the time. If you do not have an HTC VIVE, if you only have an Oculus Rift, and you're counting on that for Universe Sandbox 2, give it up. It's not a good idea right now. I'll try to update you on the situation if this improves. But right now, it was to a point where I thought some options were like early access locked out, that you couldn't click on them. And you know why? Because the trigger reaction is really wonky in Universe Sandbox 2 with Oculus Touch. When you're hitting that trigger to select an option, it does not respond, and it leads you to believe that the option is just not available. This goes for things as simple as creating an object and selecting what object you're going to spawn. So we're going to take a look at that as we go. But as far as Universe Sandbox 2 goes in VR, when it works as intended, which is when I plugged in the Vive and finally tried this with the Vive, I was like, oh, now everything works. Because obviously what they did is they designed it for the HTC Vive and then ported their control scheme over to Oculus Touch, and it really didn't work well. So right now, the only proper functionality you're going to get out of this is by using the HTC Vive, which I'm going to be using for today's video. I am surrounded by nebula gas while sitting on my couch. This is pretty cool. I wanted to do this video from the couch mostly because this is one of the most chill applications that I've ever covered on the channel. And it's also extremely cool when it works as intended. So that's why I picked the HTC Vive. All these wonderful little controls here, they're all going to do something, and they're going to do it as intended. So before I go on and talk about any issues, let's take a look at Universe Sandbox 2. Let's let it show us what it can do. So I'm going to go to the title screen and right to the introduction. I'm just going to let it wow us. This is solar system. This is actually very cool. This is one of the things that impressed me when I got finally past the control issues, realizing that really right now this thing is mostly meant to be used with the Vive. I got to see this and just escape for a moment, not worry about any issues. Yeah, that was very, very cool. just the notion of watching pre-made presentations in this is very good. It's always going to be a little different every time you see it because there's some randomization going on with these physics. It's really nice to be able to reach out to them as if they were small little models. What if Mars was hit by a rogue moon? Check it out. You can see Mars get a nice hit right there. The particle effects are wonderful, by the way. Something I noticed from this little presentation here. All these little particles going through. This is very, very impressive. This one is really cool as well. It just presents itself very well with this intro, which was, believe it or not, difficult to load with Oculus Touch. This is probably what happened during the late heavy bombardment. The moon probably did at some point look like that. This is actually impressive to some degree. If you ask me though, there's something odd about that galaxy merger. It's the way it ends in a spiral or a sort of cylinder. Is that legit? I'm not sure. But it does look cool, and it does to a good degree reproduce what it should be. We've given you the power to create stars. Point the controller at our solar system and pull the trigger. Now I'm gonna be nice here. I actually tried this before. So all the planets are going that way. So I'm gonna try to keep some orbital harmony. So 1, 2, 3. The blue line is Earth, then you have Mars. Jupiter is over there. So let's see if I can't parallel Jupiter close to. I'm firing a star in our solar system now. There goes Mars. Mars is gone. We have lost Mars. Is Earth gone? Earth has been pulled back. Oh, shh. Earth is not gone. Earth is probably now in an elliptical orbit around the sun. This is so cool. And it's a little different each time you try it, right? Because it's an actual physics simulation. So you're gonna get to see this now. They're actually gonna show me how to move moons. So I can basically grab this, and then I can use my circle pad. It's a little hard because my hands aren't that big. I have to hit the trigger, and then I can use the circle pad to move the thing back and forth, which is really cool. I use two hands too. Oops. Sorry about that. So, and then you can just give them a little swing. You can try doing something I was trying earlier. Here, let's take this, guys. Get it out of hell. Right? I'm trying to do some elliptical orbits. Rest in peace, whatever you were. So elliptical orbits, let's just give it a little kick. Come on. Come on, elliptical, you motherfucker. Slow down, slow, slow. Damn it. Nope, I think I escaped velocity at its ass. Okay, enough. I can legit spend hours here just with this one scene when things are working correctly. And with the amount of things that can happen differently with a physics simulation, you can sometimes surprise yourself, right? It's too fast. More gentle. There we go. Here we go. Come on. Come on. There's gravity here. Okay. Let's go in the menu. There's some things I want to take a look at. So, once you open this software, you already have a whole bunch of cool selections here of stuff to look at. So, you can go through all the categories by sliding around here. This menu was extremely hard to use with touch. If I would click here, sometimes it wouldn't react and it wouldn't do this thing, where I can scroll around. I had no idea there was more stuff to the right. And one thing I could not find is I had basically created a simulation by running it on the desktop. Then I wanted to load that simulation in VR, because you got more capabilities on the desktop to create your simulation. You can put a lot more parameters and adjust your orbits properly so you can do the kind of simulation you want, right? And the issue here is I would open this, and in VR I would try to open what I did on the desktop, and this wasn't available because my menu's like this, right? All the way to the left, and the touch trigger isn't reacting. When I hold like this, it's not doing that. So right off the bat, I got this huge problem where I'm not able to load my Sims. So they really should fix that. They really should take a look at their touch support because it makes the software look bad when it should not. Anyways, right now the menu works in Vive. That's the big difference. So we're going to take a look at what I used at the beginning here. And take a look at the Supernova Type 1A. It's a really cool thing to look at. It is basically a star coming to its end and shedding all its layers. And then what I did at the beginning is I used the grip buttons, extend my arms, and collapse them together nice and slowly, until you get a miniature version. Then you can press your two grip buttons and push it back a little bit so you can take a better look. Then you can rotate it. So that is very cool. My hopes for this software is not just to be able for an astronomer to create simulations and maybe use it to perform a video presentation, but ultimately they should have a way to have an auditorium in this, a virtual auditorium so we can, or a virtual planetarium really. Because it would be cool to live share some of these Universe Sandbox experiments with people, especially an experienced astronomer who knows his shit and knows how they can use this software to their ability and make a very original presentation. Wouldn't it be nice to have connectivity, the ability to have guests in there? So I think, you know, that maybe they thought when they started doing this, they thought, we're going to put a few gimmicks, it's going to be cool, right? But if they can go above and beyond that. If that was their original plan, I say, screw it, hit the gas pedal, go further than that. It's not just that it's cool and that it could actually help the field of astronomy and help spread the word, but it would be unbelievably productive. I mean, it would turn this thing from something that's cool to look at and play with into something fairly serious. So that's a recommendation I have for the devs in general. If you want a long-term plan, look into becoming a serious presentation software because it is unbelievably capable. So we're going to take a look at this. Going to press this, and we're going to start a new scene. So we're going to go in an empty scene. There's absolutely nothing in here. So I have the move body on my right, the teleport on my left, and I'll show you how this works. It is pretty simple. So I hold the up. I'm not pressing down the circle pad, I'm just putting my thumb up, and then I click, and this opens this menu. And I'm going to go to Create, and it brings up the moon by default. So I don't want the moon, so I'm going to hold my thing down, click, that's going to bring up the settings for my Create feature. So we're going to start with a star. And let's take a badass. Let's take Beetlejuice, right? I'm gonna go back to settings here. When I clicked, it exited, but I just want to make sure that I have it still, so I can even pick the type of orbit and everything. Right now, we're just gonna start off with this wonderful, ginormous badass. It's going to, by the way, when I place it there, it's virtually gonna blind me. I've spoken a lot about, oh shit, display brightness. The display brightness in VR is real. I'm gonna try to teleport to it actually. It's probably gonna relocate me. There we go. And it's actually rescaled the scenery, so I should pull one of these if I wanted to see it larger. And larger. That's cool. That's unbelievable. Alright, now we have our Beetlejuice, right? Oh, the thing I gotta bring up now before I forget is with touch, and this is probably the killing factor. The one that really kills the deal. Clicking on these is an exercise in futility. You'll eventually get to click on one of these. But it takes about 600 tries. You know when they say double click? This is like trillion click. It's not working correctly at all. Not even close. Another complaint I would have, and this is with both controllers, look at the width of that scroll bar. That scroll bar is hard to hit. But aside from that, I mean, when it works great. If with touch, it's so close to working that you legit think these buttons are like early access. You're just like, okay, they don't work, I'll be back later. But no, they work. They're fine. So let's take Earth. First, I want to make sure that I'm going to put auto aim actually for the orbit. I'm going to take Earth. Is it doing it to me? It's actually doing it to me right now. I am unable to select. Yeah, I was legit unable to select there. I think I know where their bug is. The scroll bar. You use the scroll bar, after that you're fucked. Little. How big is this fucking thing? Because if this were the sun, I know we're gonna put the Earth here. Okay, the Earth, oh my god, it's there. If this were the sun, let's just do this, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and place Earth here. There's an Earth there. Can I teleport to it? Oh fuck, man! Oh my god! It's there. I teleported to Earth. Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Right? So what I want to do now, actually, is change this tool to fly. And then I can actually point in the direction I want to go with that hat and hold the trigger, and it will fly me in that direction. So I actually want to see Earth from the outside. So this is what it would look like if you're like orbiting Earth while Earth is orbiting Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse is a fucking monster. And see, the thing is when I put Earth, if you can't see Earth when you're putting it even next to a star, it means the star you got loaded is pretty fucking huge. I'm gonna show you. Okay, if we go new, I'll give you the idea, okay? The kind of star I just picked so that you can see in comparison to something else. We're gonna go star, sun, and oh wait, it's saying 10. I want it still. Star, sun. Let's put this. Oh, fuck you assholes. Fly. Alright, I'll back up a little bit. Right? Back up and have the sun at about the same apparent. Oh my fucking god, the sun is bright. Have the sun about the same distance. Alright, cool. It's like apparent size, right? So now I'm going to go back to settings. Get Earth. Actually, put orbit auto aim. Earth. And now I want to put Earth. You see that? You see that? See the difference? Now, I'm in obviously very close to the sun. Oh, we're gonna teleport to Earth. I put it a little bit too close to the sun. It is currently 1,441 degrees Celsius on Earth. But it is in orbit successfully. It's not gonna crash into the sun. It's just a little bit hot. Global warming is real. Look at this. Global warming is indeed real. It's our elliptical orbit. I fucked it up. It's my fault. Global warming is my fault. I am sorry, folks. I'm very, very sorry. I didn't mean to wipe us all out and turn us into a hellland. I just wanted to show you the relative... If the sun appears that size and the Earth appears that size, and then you do something like this, and you knew this shit, and then you open the settings, you go star, Beetlejuice. Hey. It's doing a bit of what it was doing with touch, but a lot less. I don't know why the trigger doesn't want to react when we do that, though. Alright, so Beetlejuice is there. So that we get that same apparent size we did earlier. Now let's take Earth. And, okay, I got my auto-aim on. Earth. And we're gonna load it, alright? So we've already done this, but just to give you an idea again. See that little fucking thing there? That was Earth. So that's... I had to teleport to Earth to get it to that size because it gets me closer and readjusts the apparent scales, right? But if I were to go teleport to Beetlejuice right now, look at Earth. This is Earth. Next to Beetlejuice. This fucking little speck of fucking... This is the same apparent proportion as the sun, but now Earth is a little turd that you can't even identify. That's how big Beetlejuice is. Hello! Oh my god. We're losing our atmosphere. I'm gonna go check in on Earth here. Come on, let me... There we go. It's 130 degrees Celsius. I've only slightly fucked this. This is probably... because Beetlejuice might not be that hot. So even though we're... I think the distance I put Earth in is not good for Earth. I mean, it would kill everything anyways, but... Beetlejuice might not be that brutal on its planets. Ah, shit, the temperature's going up. I really fucked that up, did I? So... That's amazing. Oh, look! Look! Look, is that not cool? Is that not cool? The solar wind is shedding the atmosphere. You can see it right there. Did I just see that? I think it happened. It ran out. It freaking ran out. Let's see if I do get the details of Earth now. Right. Move in. I think I need a teleport option on for that. Yeah. I'm gonna try to teleport. Ah, there we go. There we go. 627 degrees Celsius. Okay. Confirmed. I fucked us. Now, I got a few complaints about the way it is done in VR, and it's not really something that's done badly. It's mostly stuff that's missing. I used this on the desktop, and I was able to do quite a few things that I just can't do in VR. It's not a bad deal to have to load it in the desktop to create a more complex simulation. It really isn't, because then you can actually load it up and play it. But it'd be nice to have a little more in VR. In fact, from what I realize now, sitting on my couch trying this out before making this video, I was mostly realizing that it'd be cool to be able to do the whole damn thing in VR. In fact, I'd go as far as putting a seated version of this. I don't mean a seated version like I'm doing now, like mouse and keyboard, so that one can actually make their presentation while wearing the headset. So you give me the mouse cursor, the same UI you have on the desktop, nothing different, so that I can create a presentation, of course in stereoscopic 3D. And then I can use my motion controllers and go do presentations by loading my sense. That would be my suggestion. But here's the deal right now. I don't seem to be able to distance from things. I wanted to be able to put Earth at a certain distance from a star during this video, and I realized I wouldn't be able to in VR. So what I did is, earlier when I first tried this software, one of the things I did is I created a simulation on the desktop, and I was able to do a few more precise things that I would have in VR. So you saw my ability to put a planet around a star I could probably do a lot more than that, probably have things crashing into each other, which is not necessarily my jazz. If it is yours, well, then good for you, but I very much like to keep things productive in here. It's got so much potential. You want to actually use it to show cool stuff. You don't want to just smash stuff into each other. There's a lot of good YouTubers out there doing some excellent desktop version videos of this software. And they're fun to watch because they try actual experiments and the software gives you a pretty good rendition. So this is mine. This is Earth Arcturus. I got a story with this star. And you know what? I just realized something. I'm going to start off by doing this. I'll actually give you a little backstory on it. Arcturus is, I come to call it Fool's Mars. The thing is I have aligned my digital telescope several times, my computerized telescope, and this is one of the stars you'll often use in the northern hemisphere to do the alignment. It's very often that I would think, before I had a telescope, that this thing was Mars, which it wasn't. It's red, it looks a bit like a planet in the sky because it is extremely bright, but it turns out it's a star. It is not Mars at all. In fact, the day I actually did see Mars in the sky, and you got your star chart, and you got everything confirmed, you know it's Mars, I realized, yeah, okay, now I can tell the difference. This thing twinkles, whereas Mars does not. But I got a backstory with this one. The thing I didn't know until I used this simulator is... My fucking god, look at that radius. Like, let's do something here. Let's legit fucking do something, okay? Watch this. Like, if I go sun here, right? Look at the fucking difference. Look at the fucking difference. I didn't know that. I knew the star was there. I knew it was a star. I know it's not Mars. I used it to align my telescope. I know it's a red giant, but it's... No, oh my god, no. The sun won't be the size of the gray thing. The sun will be the size of the dot inside. What? Okay, let me put the sun then. Okay, no. Okay, phew. It's it's not, but here, wait, check it out. Push this away a little bit. I'm gonna take a look. Do I have to teleport to sun? Yes, okay. Let's teleport to sun so I can... 702,000 kilometer radius. 17,874,000. Like, what? What? Dwarf. Fucking dwarf. Watch this. Like, you got a ridiculous notion of fucking scale. Where is the, I think I know that star. There we go. So we're gonna fuck this up nice and tight. Watch this. Actually, you know what? I want it still this way. I want it to be in charge of the orbits. Alright. Boom. Oh. I think we have a star system. Literally a system completely made of stars. Where is... Whoa, brakes. Holy shit. Look at where the sun went. I won't fly, actually. Fly back there. Watch this. See, this is why I think the VR version is just not quite there. Wish I could have controlled these distances. But look, you can already get a lot done. And I mean, if you ask me, I think their intention down the line is to get all the support in, right? To go as far as they can. Of course, they probably want to do that. Whoa. There's some skidding going on. I'm sure I can adjust that in the software somehow, in the options. Oh my god, these things are bright. The sun is this. This is Arcturus, and that is VY Canis Majoris. What I like is that it appears that the orbits have set in. So we are actually orbiting right now. Shrink, you guys. Just a bit. Look at that. Is that not cool? Is that not cool? Is that not absolute? Look at the sun. Now that I don't have the glare on the sun, look at the side of the sun compared to this thing. Okay, I'm nerding out right now, and this software is freaking me out. Like I said, when it works as intended, this is absolutely beautiful. Alright, so we're gonna open my Earth Arcturus simulation. What I did is when I saw Arcturus was pretty huge, as you can see here. This is Arcturus, Sun, and Canis Majoris. So, pretty big star still, much smaller than our friend here. But what I did is I put Earth at the same distance as it is from the Sun, but around Arcturus. I was like, I didn't know Arcturus, so I put Arcturus there, because I'm like, hey, it's Arcturus, the one that I use for alignments. And then I put Earth around it. So Earth is there. What are we going to do here? Rotation's a bit hard to get the hang of. You see how it wobbles sometimes? It should be almost purely horizontal, so very difficult to get the hang of. I have gotten the hang of it after a while. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to edit time. I'm just going to play my simulation. There we go. We are around Earth. That is Arcturus. It is 1 astronomical unit from the star, from the center of the star. So basically the exact same distance as Earth would be from the Sun, except we just swapped it for Arcturus, right? It's, how's our Earth doing? 667 degrees Celsius. 667. Look at the surface. This thing is legit scorched. It's impressive how much it not only puts detail on orbits and large-scale things, but it puts a lot of detail on the surface of the objects themselves to a point where I wonder, how is this not killing the computer? I even have the graphical settings on the highest, and aside for some simulations where the particles are excessive, and this is understandable for universe simulations, I want to push it. Runs very well. I mean, and for what it delivers visually, this is fairly impressive. Let's teleport to Arcturus so that we can actually rescale according to. Just do one of these like that. Right. You've got Earth back there. And just go fly. Legit, just if I can do this. Back off. There we go. Earth. Folks. Around Arcturus. This is actually the correct proportion. Even if it was the Sun there, which would be much smaller, Earth would still appear, like at this distance scale, Earth would be of this apparent size. Little Earth! I had to make a cut there. I'm sitting on a couch, and apparently it's too hard for the Vive to track. I've been really disappointed with the Vive the more I use it for motion controls. It does have a great potential for large-scale tracking, but it's full of problems, software-wise and hardware-wise, and that's why I wanted to play this with the Touch. I really advise the developers improve this for the Touch, because right now I can't use it. Every time I load it, the menus don't work. And I really wish I could use the Touch instead. The Vive is really triggering me lately compared to... I kind of know, I'm legit getting adapted to a standard that Touch is delivering to me, and Vive is not meeting it at all. I'll go on one day on this channel about how I had to repair these fuckers too. That's not something I can go without mentioning. So, that little tracking loss I had, like that I cut it out obviously as the fucking image started going gray. But Vive likes to do that randomly sometimes, or like well within your tracking, and it just bails on you. It's not like sometimes a hand is gonna bail on you. I've seen that before, but no, sometimes it's just AWOL. That's unfortunate, because this is kind of software you want to see running non-stop, smoothly, without problems. For the most part, I've had that. It just sucks when you have hitches like that. Oh man, look at this. Look at this. It's so tiny! It's so fucking tiny. Where's Jupiter? It's there. Holy shit, look at that. Oh, it's true. I can fly it right now. I have a small scale system. I don't move really fast, obviously. Everything's tiny. So that's impressive. So that's the simulation I've done on the desktop. I had a lot of capabilities. I was able to do quite a few cool things that I really wish they make sure we can do in VR. That should be their ultimate goal. And if they get bored after that, think of adding connectivity. There's use for this software. There's definitely use. To have a VR audience in this would be freaking cool. But that's it. Universe Sandbox, capable of a lot. You can waste several hours in this. And it's extremely relaxing. One thing I forgot to mention, and I almost did, but then I got caught up in this fucking presentation, is that the soundtrack is... I mean, it's so simple, yet just so fitting. I kept noticing in the headphones that I was actually enjoying that soundtrack. So let's take a look at what we got here. I think I'm gonna wanna... Love the Galaxy Collision. Let's take a look at that. I think it's capable of being slowed down as well. Oh, it is slow-mo. Okay. Okay, whoa, easy. Pull it down a little bit. Okay. So the merger basically happens, I guess this is the dominant one in terms of gravitational pull. They didn't put motion on them. Simulations I'm used to seeing have motion. They sort of do a dance before they collapse. This is more of a stationary merge, so it's really weird. I just saw the two supermassive black holes. Are they done merging? Yeah, they're done merging. There's no more orbits in there. But there were two black holes at the beginning, now there is one. Now you can see a sort of an effect there from that new black hole spinning all the gas in the middle. You don't want to put it too large, the galaxy, because the amount of particles almost is confusing to the eyes. Not too small either. There we go. Just right. And what I have beef with is that this will now start forming a cylinder. I don't know if that's the way it goes down. There's still some spiral arms. We do have a whole bunch of globular clusters that are formed around our new galaxy. This is quite impressive, even though it might not be the most accurate thing ever. But and this is what's odd too, because this is a simulation. Every time you run it is slightly different, and this is actually looking more accurate than last time I saw it. Now it's not doing a cylinder, now it's actually doing a sort of... maybe somewhere between a spiral galaxy and an elliptical galaxy. I guess if we sit here for long enough. Go ahead and see what happens. blast it. I just blasted the timescale. This is where you blast the timescale and you realize it's missing a little je ne sais quoi, a little finishing touch to make it really look like a galactic merger. What I find is missing here is the ending. Well, I'm not getting... This is a very irregular galaxy and it shouldn't be at this scale. It should have reorganized by now, you know what I mean? It's like billions and billions of fucking years. Let's see, what is our time scale? Oh, look at this, look at this. Look at it go. These are millions of years going by here. 400 million years. We can wait a billion years. Let's do that. Let's just fucking wait a billion years. Welcome to Stereo 3D Productions, where we sit and wait a billion years. This is not a metaphor or a figure of speech. I'm actually waiting a billion years. Simply more. Let's see that I'm. Oh my god. See, this thing can waste you a severe amount of time. Even the built-in presentations, as I said at the beginning, are very cool. I encourage you to explore those as much as you can. For me, the best approach right now, if you want to do something of your own, is to actually create your presentation on the desktop, save it, and then load it in VR. Is the best way to go about this, because then you really have that two-way solution where you go to the desktop, you figure your shit out, you put it in the nav, and then you let it run wild in VR. Nah, you see, this is where I don't know if they can go there, but they should try to go there. I want my billion-year galaxy to either be elliptical or be a spiral, not this weird, irregular shit. I don't know what mass they used, I don't know. It should have organized by now. There we go. A billion years. We have waited a billion years. So I'm sorry that this video was literally a billion years long. We are timeless at Stereo 3D Productions, apparently. But let me know something, folks. I want to know if you want to see more of this. I wouldn't mind doing more Universe Sandbox videos. I don't have any fixed ideas, but I know I can come up with some. I know a thing or two about astronomy, to be honest with you. I'm a fucking nerd, okay? So I can probably make something entertaining out of this. I want to know if you people are interested in that, because I wouldn't mind adding this new type of content. Also, I want to check back on it. I want to see when they fix their touch support. I'll be trying it. I'll be eager to enjoy it with touch. I think mostly it's just the triggers that really mess everything up. If they were to fix that, all those buttons you can't click suddenly become clickable. This is extremely cool. This little something else, I will call it a video. I don't want to make this too long. A billion years is enough. But I did want to see a whole bunch of stuff in all this. Alright, so... Universe Sandbox crashed. I'm going to show you something not to do yet. I'm sitting here trying to find something to close the video with, one of the built-in presentations. So, I made a few unfortunate discoveries. First off, under a solar system, do not load this. I thought this was going to be cool. This is going to be a whole bunch of dwarf planets around the sun, and no, I just got a free crash. Yeah, that's annoying. So this thing is instant crash in VR, and it's like my system has insufficient memory or GPU, so... devs might want to take a look at this. Maybe you want to vet the presentations you have in these lists a little better. Make sure you don't deliver us something that is just literally a click and crash scenario. Now, I want to go to galaxies here and show you another problem. These black and white fuckers here, if you load these, your frame rate drops to like 5 frames per second. You see absolutely nothing in the headset. and that too risks you a crash because the thing is just chugging. I don't know if these are procedural, they're a special case. I will try them on the desktop to see what's going on. But in VR, I don't recommend selecting them because you're gonna have kind of a freaking problem. So, still looking. So let's take a scale tour actually for the Pulsar. I kind of did one of these while we were going. Have one that is, oh my god, look at this, look at this. So I'm pretty sure that this is V1 and Canis Majoris. This is Betelgeuse, so we've seen these stars today. Wonder if Arcturus is in there. Actually, I want to keep it at this scale. I want to have, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Have this one on teleport just so I can bring in the object. Just Rigel. Okay, so I'm gonna have to teleport. Rigel. Arcturus. No way. What's this little fucking thing here? What are these little fucking things? Holy shit. Look at this. Ow, my eyes. Ow, my eyes. I'm taking one for the team here, people. This is so fucking bright. This is Sirius. This is the sun. God. This is very difficult. Proxima Centauri. Jupiter. What's this little tiny cute thing then? What's this? Oh my fucking god. Holy shit. That is Saturn. Ceres. Oh my fucking god, let's go to Ceres. Oh god. Ah. Holy Jupiter shit. Shrink. Go away. Go away. I can't see. I'm inside the star. I'm flying away. I'm flying away. Away from the sun. Oh my fucking god. That is... Oh shit, man. If you were on orbit around this monstrous star, it's like a wall of nuclear whiteness. I feel like I'm getting irradiated, honestly. Ah. Fuck me. Okay, where's teleport to the biggest one, please? Ooh. Whoa, easy there, buddy, easy there. It's a bit sensitive with the scale thing. A bit sensitive. My god, this is so bright. And I think what's going on right now is there may be some actual interaction. Or is there? Yeah. There's some interaction going on right now. I don't think the small objects are doing too good right now. Holy shit, look at this. Are you gonna in orbit? Okay, I'm looking for her. There we go. That will give me an orbit. I don't want to move them too fast, they're pretty big. So I'm trying to keep some semblance of a system there. And you see, when you give too much speed, give them too much speed, they're so massive that they don't settle. There we go. There we go. That should get them dancing. You gotta be careful with them. There we go. Come on, fly. Oh, look at that now. They're being pulled in by this system that I just created here. Now this is cool. Look at this. It's actually gonna form an elliptical. I wanted my fucking elliptical. I got my fucking elliptical. That is very cool. Wow, it wants me to teleport to all the things at the same time. They're probably getting eaten up by Rigel. Oh shit, I was on move. I forgot that. I wanted to teleport, not launch you into... I'm so sorry. I keep scuffing entire planetary systems. I cooked our home world. I think it's time I end this video. We waited 1 billion years to see the elliptical galaxy form. This has been very, very enjoyable for the most part. Except for a few tracking wonky issues and a bit of trigger fidgeting and one crash due to a poorly vetted presentation, I would say. I don't think those should be there. I think you guys should check them, click them, and see if they work, and if they do not, we take them out. Or make sure we can't pick them in VR, right? But aside from that, man, I could go on for hours, and I would like to do a series of this if you people are interested. Let me know in the comments. Been watching Stereo 3D Productions, Universe Sandbox 2. And honestly, I wouldn't. If you have an HTC VIVE right now, this thing is legit. This thing will give you a lot of good fun. But if you only have an Oculus Touch, I recommend you wait. And maybe I can tell you on this channel what, when it actually is going to be fixed, so that you can not be disappointed. Because I do think that software like this, I mean, it needs to do a good first impressions. If you're an astronomy nerd who really likes this kind of thing and you get a disappointing experience, it'll be unfortunate. But the second I see it working with Touch, I'll let you guys know on the channel, especially if I start a series on it. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you next time.